But the issue is that, bodybuilding, particularly at a competition level, is an
What's up? 筋肉早くです。さあ今日はなぜ〇〇に頼りたくなるのか、フィットネスは健康か見ていきましょう。〇〇っていう書いただけでも分かりますかね。今回はオーストラリアのユニティジムさんから発信されたフィットネス業界の流れについてのディスカッション映像です。発信者からするととてもよくわかるのですが、みんなはどう感じるでしょうか。3人がそれぞれ話をしてくれるので聞いていきましょう。どうぞ。
Like I got really good friends who are bodybuilders, and so I don't want to ostracize a whole like 3/4 of the fitness industry.
Yeah.
But I do think that that's where it needs to start.
Yeah.
We have to start. Like the whole fitness industry was cultivated around professional bodybuilding and sort of aerobics, I guess, if you went right back, to the early days. And I think that doesn't serve people very well, the masses of people, and there's an element of where, like, I even battle when I was I was never a bodybuilder, but I got really into it and into trying to build my body. So I would call myself a bodybuilder to a degree. You kind of feel like, well, where do you stop? Like, and I was so close to going through the process of really getting into steroids and things like that. I never did, but you feel the urge to, because you really do. You want to go, okay, well, I want to take it to the next level now, and it's always about one-upping. And that's what I teach people: 1% better every day. But you get to a point where it's kind of like, well, everyone's doing this, and I want to be at that level,
Absolutely.
So I don't think that it cultivates a healthy mindset.
No, I think from speaking from the female perspective, it's hard because there's been pros and cons to the bodybuilding world. I think Instagram, there's been this filter down of you've got female bodybuilders or female fitness competitors or bikini competitors, right? And they post their photos and they look incredible and lean, and they put a lot of effort into that. And that then filters down because a whole bunch of people will follow those sorts of women, and say, oh my God, I want to look like that. So then they start listening to them and trying to follow their processes around, looking like that. But the issue is that bodybuilding, particularly at a competition level, is an extreme process. Just like being a gymnast is extreme, just like being a sprinter. If you're doing anything at an extreme level, you have to assume it's not going to be healthy. It's going to be, extreme. That's the point. Yeah. But the problem with Instagram is that it often makes us feel like it's accessible and achievable. And so we start to sort of associate that with health. But it isn't. But on the flip side, I think a big part of the movement behind women wanting to lift weight more and pushing out of this sort of heroin chic, skinny, slim kind of vibe was actually were those bodybuilding women that were putting pictures of their big strong quads up on like hashtag quad goals, hashtag booty goals, all that sort of stuff came from that movement. So there's pros and cons to all of it.
Well, there is. I mean, there's good and bad points to a lot of things. But what I'd like to touch on is, what you're talking about there. There's so many things that I feel like I want to say, because one of the first things is this idea that you look at pictures on Instagram and you think, oh my God, I want to look like that. Fucking hell! Do you imagine how perfect that picture is of that person? Like. Because I've been in the fitness industry for long enough, and I know that what a body looks like, and I know that every single picture of every single guy is tensing his abs.
Yeah.
Abs don't fucking look like that when you're just standing there relaxed.
No.
And they're all smiling and looking relaxed, but that's not what abs look like when you're smiling and relaxed.
さあいかがでしたでしょうか。1人目は簡単に大会に出ない人の筋トレの付き合い方、2人目は極端な体を追い求めてしまうことについて、3人目は SNS で流れてくる写真についてでした。筋トレをしていていい体になると全てのゴールが大会に出ることと感じている人はいませんか。それは一つの選択肢であって全てではないですよね。確かに大会に出れば順位という形で評価されることはありますが、それが体づくりの全てではないと思います。自分自身の目標をはっきりさせてそれに近づけていればそれだけで素晴らしいことですよね。周りに流されず自分がどうなりたいかに向かって筋トレを楽しんでください。今回の話を聞いてみんなはどう感じましたか。コメント欄で教えてください。最後まで見ていただいてありがとうございます。感想や動画のリクエスト、チャンネル登録お待ちしています。ではまた。
I won't look back when you're around. I won't think twice when you're gone. Don't hesitate to call me back, 'cause I won't